Hey, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining us for this very special announcement. We're here because the city has a role to play in supporting public education. This administration is prioritizing this by creating 25 community schools over the next 4 years. As many of you know, the community schools strategy aims to identify the needs of students and parents and community members and forge partnerships designed to bring programs and services directly into the school to help address these needs. I visit almost 30 schools since I took office, and I meet regularly with school principals who are so amazing. I love working with them and have a better understanding of the challenges our educators face every day and the opportunities for the city, the district and service providers, philanthropy, businesses, families, and neighbors to come together to achieve innovative solutions. That's what the community school approach is all about. It's about listening to the school community and bringing targeted resources directly into schools, making them thriving neighborhood hubs that support everyone in the community. We're going to really look at city services and ways the city already works with students and figure out how to do it better. When we target resources more strategically, we can also create a more efficient government. This initiative is going to build on the work the district is already doing, while helping our under-resourced schools get the additional supports that they need. I need to acknowledge key individuals and organizations who have been tremendous partners on this initiative already. First of all, Council President Clark, who has been championing community schools since he's gotten here in City Council and as Council President, and we have traveled to the hinterlands of America to one of my favorite vignettes is Council President, myself, a staff member, and my Keisha Witherspoon. She's not here today. We were going on a one-car raft across a river in Cincinnati, and we didn't know if we were ever coming back. It was fun, though. Thank you. Council President Clark has been a great partner in this and will continue to be a great partner in moving this forward. Philadelphia City Council, of course, without the resources necessary to do what we're trying to do, it never would get done, and we thank them for going through this first budget the way they did, as strongly as they did, as effectively and completely as they did to come out with a product that we all can be proud of. Dr. Height and the staff of the school district, thank you, Dr. Height, for your continued fortitude in the face of scarce resources and lots of arguments. Jerry Jordan and the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, who have agreed to allow us to bring in folks from outside the system to help our schools and to help our teachers and principals do a better job for our children. Rob Wunderling and the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, who could not be here today, but the business community is excited that this and ready to figure out what their new role will be in this whole process. And Phil DiLorenzo and the Philanthropy Network of Greater Philadelphia, creating partnerships with philanthropy already, and we look forward to exploring many more opportunities as this program grows. This is truly a collaborative effort, and we are thrilled to work alongside you all to improve the quality of life for all Philadelphians. I firmly believe that when we help our schools become stronger, our neighborhoods will get stronger, and this makes for a stronger city. I'd like to recognize Council Members Keenan and Curtis Jones, Jenny Blackwell, Cheryl Parker, and Al Taubenberger for their attendance here today. And now I'd like to bring up our partner in this whole project, Council President Clark, to give his views on what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor, I got to tell you, I was really nervous on that ferry, if you want to call it. I'm like this, is this thing going to make it? But folks, yeah, right. Folks, first of all, I want to say good morning, everyone. It is really a pleasure to be here. Mayor, you have the enviable task of having been involved in a legislative body when we put this together. Remember that? A couple of years ago, and we were talking about these community-based family services, and people weren't really listening to us, but we worked together and we said, this is an idea, and now you get to be the mayor and actually say, we're going to do this. And I just want to thank you so much, not only for your current position as mayor and being proactive in terms of your approach of recognizing ideas that are come out as a result of collaboration and being in a position to very aggressively push forward this. Mayor, I want to thank you so much for your support in both capacities, because you've really been a person that's been all about the neighborhood and all about the community, and more importantly, all about our children. I want to thank you so much. To everyone, as the mayor said, when he talked about collaboration, the simple reality is this will work if everybody gets engaged. And there are a lot of people who are not in this room today who, frankly speaking, have to be a part of this to make this work. And particularly, I'm talking about the community residents, the parents, all those individuals in these various neighborhoods that have to be engaged in a meaningful way. When we went to Cincinnati, one of the things that was interesting about that particular model, they had the community engagement and the community organization, CDC, I don't know what it was actually intimately involved in the implementation. There will be an opportunity for everybody to be a part of this. This is important. We like to talk about there may not be a library or there may not be a hospital or a healthcare service in every neighborhood, but there's a school in every neighborhood in the city of Philadelphia. The mayor talked about visiting those schools. That's why we think it's very important to have these services in schools. So Mayor, Dr. Height, Otis, all the individuals and my colleagues who, frankly speaking, did all the work on putting this great book together, but I get to stand up here and take credit for it. I want to thank you all so much for your support. We look forward to getting this done. To everyone, congratulations, and look forward to, hey, Councilman, I think, no, you had gone by the time we did this. All right, I'll give you a little credit. Thank everybody so much, and thank all of you so much for your support, and we look forward to putting forth this meaningful opportunity. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Dr. Height to please come to the podium, and do me a favor, would you just go down the list of, introduce the next person.
Okay, will do. Thank you. Will do. Good morning, everyone. And I too want to begin by, I want to thank the Council President. I want to thank Council President Clark for having an idea. And Mr. Council President, you know that often there are a lot of ideas and very seldom ideas then implemented. And so I want to thank the mayor and his team, the members of council, for providing the means to implement an idea that will provide critically important services for our schools and for our youth and for our communities. I also want to acknowledge the individuals who will be the recipients of these resources. And those are all of these individuals to my left, to your right, who are smiling over here in the first two rows. And these are the principals of the 9 schools that will be named today. So once again, Council President, the members of council, the mayor, thank you for pushing this initiative to implementation and where we will actually have funds in order to begin this process. In addition, I want to acknowledge the mayor's education team, the leadership, Otis Hackney, Susan Grabowski. Thank you for providing your leadership to this. We look forward to continuing our collaboration with you to ensure that these services in schools are responsive to the needs of the children, the needs of the families, and the needs of the communities. I'd be remiss, I'm going to be introducing an individual, and I'm going to have her introduce, I'm sure she's going to introduce the other members of the School Reform Commission, but I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, I think all 5 are here, and you will hear from a chair in a second. But I also saw Sylvia Sims, who's in the back, Commissioner Sims, Bill Green, who's over on the side, Commissioner Green, Commissioner Jimenez, who came in earlier, and then I saw Commissioner Houston when I first arrived. And so I think all members are here, so we are all thrilled to be a part of this work and look forward to a continued collaboration. So with that, following the mayor's instructions, I will be introducing Marjorie Neff, Chair, School Reform Commission.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Height, for acknowledging the fact that all of the commissioners are here today because we do support this work. First and foremost, I want to extend appreciation to the Mayor and City Council for their commitment to our students, families, and school communities. Supporting children and families is a shared responsibility. This initiative will support the district's ongoing efforts to address the needs of the whole child. The goal is to ensure that every student is healthy, safe, and actively engaged in their learning. The whole child approach ensures that children are more prepared to learn when their needs are adequately addressed. I'm proud of the partnerships that many of our schools have already built to aid and support students to thrive in their learning. Partnerships help strengthen the link between schools and their communities to better serve one another. Family and community engagement's a vital part of a truly successful school. This initiative will build on those partnerships by increasing access and opportunity for more children and families across Philadelphia. We look forward to working with our partners at the city to provide these opportunities to our students and families. And we thank you so much for supporting this work. It took a lot of courage and a lot of hard work to get us where we are today, and so I want to thank our city partners. And with that, I'm going to introduce Otis Hackney, our Chief Education Officer.
Good morning, everyone. First, it is just a pleasure and honor to be here to share some information and announce the school. But let me give you a little background. But before I do, I want to thank you, Chair Neff and Dr. Height, and the staff of the school district and the SRC have been wonderful to work with on this project. But I must especially thank members of City Council who we have worked with and shared a lot of time talking about community schools and trying to not get their support, because the support was there, but just to help so they could help us inform how we should do this work. So I just want to thank the members and their vision of City Council with the Community Schools Project. Also, thanking the mayor as well for bringing me on board and making his vision into a reality today. Today I have the great pleasure of announcing our first cohort of community schools. But first, I'd like to acknowledge my community schools team. I'd like to Susan Gabreski, Director of Community Schools, Holly Gonzalez, and Caitlin Boyle, our program coordinator, who have been working tirelessly for months in preparation of this announcement. Before we announce the schools, I'd like to briefly talk about the process for selecting these schools. It began last December when the district asked principals to indicate if they were interested in their schools becoming a community school. An application was released in May inviting administration to apply. 31 schools completed applications and that were received by both the district and the Mayor's Office of Education. We conducted site visits and began analyzing data sets like the prevalence of child poverty, chronic health risk factors, crime rates, and access to resources like medical services, recreation centers, and libraries. All the while, we were engaging the public for feedback about the initiative. We hosted town hall forums, roundtable discussions, and many, many meetings with a diverse group of community stakeholders. The goal of the outreach was to better understand three things. These three things were important issues students and communities are facing, what ways the community school strategy can help address these issues, and what factors should we consider when identifying locations to develop community schools. We met with over 750 people over a 6-month period and heard from hundreds more via a survey. Last week, we published a report with our findings from the public with this public outreach. When it comes to actual school selection, we heard that the people want the schools geographically located throughout the city, not concentrated in just a few areas. They believe external conditions like poverty and health risk factors should be weighed heavily, and that principal and staff willingness be a part of this program and is critical to its success. The principals and staff from the 9 following schools have demonstrated commitment to their project, and without further ado, I'm going to announce the cohort of community schools for the 2016-2017 academic year. And it's a great, I used to be able to do graduations, I can't do those anymore, so this is going to have to become my new favorite part of my job. So the first school I would like to announce is William Cramp Elementary School. Principals, if you're here, please stand up when I announce your school. Merle Dobbins, CTE High School. F.S. Edmonds Elementary School. Edward Gideon Elementary School. Kensington Health Sciences Academy. Logan Elementary School. Southwark Elementary School, South Philadelphia High School, Tilden Middle School. Can we please give them applause? Thank you. Also, another critical partner that's here today is PFT. PFT will be represented, who have been great partners in this process, and PFT will be represented by George Jackson. Thank you very much.
George Jackson. Mr. Jackson, George Jackson, representing the PFT.
Morning, everybody. Jerry Jordan, the PFT president, really wanted to be here today, but today is the first day of our National Unions Convention in Minnesota, so he sent me here to deliver his thoughts. And the first one being, as you can see from all the people gathered in this room, is that after years of advocating for bringing the community school model to Philadelphia, this is truly a great day for our school children. I want to thank our elected leaders for making this day happen. PFT overwhelmingly endorsed Mayor Kenney's bid for office largely because of his support for community schools. And Council President Clark has been a stalwart supporter of community schools, and we thank him for convening the citywide community hearings and everything else he has done to get us to this point. And both of these leaders have walked the walk on this particular issue, including taking the time to visit a successful community school in Cincinnati. I also see Ron Whitehorn from our PCAPs representing our community allies who have been banging the drum on this issue for several years. Children in a large urban school district like Philadelphia are racially, culturally, and economically diverse, and providing these students with a quality public education is a unique challenge in our city, especially when factoring in Philadelphia's high poverty rate. And the members of the PFT have long realized that poverty places formidable barriers between our children and the education that is so critically important to their future. Too many of our children come to school hungry, have special medical needs, or numerous other issues that prevent them from achieving at the highest level. And community schools are designed to help focus on learning by providing services that address their health, social, and emotional needs. From providing vision care for students who have difficulty seeing their lessons to free legal assistance for our children's families, this model has the potential to transform our schools into neighborhood hubs, even as they provide a great education for our children. And too often we have opted to close or give away our neighborhood schools instead of actively working to remove the obstacles that stand between our school children and academic success. And from schools and classroom supplies to food and clothing, the teachers and staff in our schools have always worked and sacrificed to provide their students with what they need. And we love and respect Philly's educators for this. But it's not a fair or sustainable way to address the needs of our children. So today's announcement makes me optimistic that more support and better days await our school children, their families, and our city's educators. Thank you.
Dr. Dame? Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you. You're right.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Damon, proud principal of Morrell Dobbins CTE High School. First, I'd like to thank Mayor Kenney and his team, City Council, and Dr. Height and the school district. Frederick Douglass said, "It is easier to build stronger children than to repair broken men." While we don't think this initiative will be a complete solution to our problems, we certainly can agree that this will put us on the trajectory not only to build stronger children, but also stronger families, stronger communities. And so with that, I just say, I'm standing here all composed, but on behalf of my colleagues, we are super excited. So just thank you all.
You can introduce yourself, yes.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Toya Mitchell. I'm a parent, a president of Home and School Association at FS Edmonds. The FS Edmonds School and community is very excited for the opportunity to be a part of the community school, and we will do everything we can to make this work. Thank you.
And last but not least, the whirlwind that's putting all this together, and she never stops moving or never stops working and never stops advocating. So, Susan Gabreski, thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is very exciting, and leadership matters. I think it's really important to acknowledge the leadership that we've seen from Mayor Kenney, Council President Clark. We've gotten great partnership from the school district. I come from an advocacy background, and one of the things that we focus on is that resources matter. Equity and opportunity don't just happen. They happen when we make them happen. And that's why I'm very excited about this. This strategy represents a great step forward in terms of Philadelphia's approach to education and how we partner together. The schools aren't over there. They belong to all of us. They're all of our kids. We're all affected by what happens in the school community. And this is our opportunity to come together and say, we can move forward together in ways that are positive. So we're excited about that. We're partnering with the health department in terms of inter-administration cooperation. We're going to be working on a Healthy Schools initiative that we've put together as part of this. We've identified potentially resources to start creating maker spaces at some of our community schools so that communities can have access to some of the creative leading edge opportunities. So I'm excited to be working with all of you. You guys are amazing and an inspiration. I have to thank a quick list and when I say quick, I'm not going to actually name all the hundreds of individuals and organizations, but there have been hundreds of people that have approached us with ideas, hopes, concerns, obstacles, and opportunities that they see. We've been heard from City Council. We've been working closely with Dr. Haidt. I have to thank my ally and partner, Karen Kolsky, who's been working with us from the district's point of view to make sure things have happened, and Claire Landau. Donna Frisbee Greenwood at the Fund for the School District. We've heard from the Chamber, the philanthropic community, including Paul DiLorenzo, Mari Porter, AJ Jordan, Susan Siegel. These are people who sat down at the table and said, let's work together to figure this out. We've heard from community organizations. There's been incredible advocacy and partnership from the Community Schools Task Force and Media Mobilizing, Action United. So this is a really wide range of organizations that are coming together. Sometimes people who aren't always on the same side of issues are really looking at this and saying, what can we do to make our students stronger, our families stronger, and our communities stronger? So I think it's really exciting. So with that in mind, we look forward to working with all of you in partnership. There's a lot of work to do. If you know me, you should probably run screaming because I will be enlisting all of you in some way. And as Chair Niff mentioned, improving our schools is a shared responsibility. So we're looking forward to hearing from you about what you think needs to happen and how we move this forward together. All of the principals are going to need to hear from you. They're going to be working with the coordinators that we're hiring. So I just wanted to take 1 minute to talk briefly about what's next. We're starting to bring on the coordinators and the technical assistance support systems to put that in place. We'll be working with the school staff starting in August to get started. The schools will go through a needs assessment process and inventorying assets, community resources, and starting to identify sets of needs to start working on. And then we'll start rolling out the strategic plan at the end of the year, beginning of next year. And then in the spring of next year, we'll do the round for the next cohort. So this process, we are going to be always moving and always busy. So we look forward to working with all of you. And thank you very much. And we look forward, and we'll take any questions now.
I'd like to acknowledge the late presence of Mark Squilla. And since it's a great day today for schools, no detention for you. Thank you. First of all, let me just conclude all of our remarks by saying something I continued saying during the campaign. These are not somebody else's kids. These are not their children, that neighborhood's kids. These are our children, all of them, every single zip code in every part of the city who have children in it. They belong to us. And if we take that ownership of our children, along with all of us doing that together, they can't fail. They can't fail. And as we continue to fight for everybody in Harrisburg, fight for resources, do the things we need to do, if we put the power of city government, of our teachers, our principals, and our community people together, all behind our kids, they won't fail. And we will have a better outcome and a happier city and a happier adults not broken men and women, but happier people. So any questions? Any questions? All right, thank you very much. Wait.